Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
From Southside High School in Rockville Center, Nassau County, the Varsity Media Sports Network presents this non-league showdown between the Cyclones of Southside and the visiting Dalers of Farmingdale. Today's game is sponsored by Impact Absorption. Impact Absorption, New York's primary supplier of roadside safety equipment. Well, good evening, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Tom Rooney and our entire Varsity Media crew here for what should shape up to be a fun one, Tom. When you look at the preseason coaches' polls and the seedings, these are two teams expected to play at Hofstra, both 2 seeds, and both a little bit of a different start. For Farmingdale, a bit of a struggle, 2-2, still trying to figure themselves out, still dealing with some injuries. Southside 3-1, the one loss to the defending C champion of the state in Manhasset.
That's right. They're two very balanced teams, two teams that are really good in the goal, that face off well. You know, Southside's offense, I think, got clicking early, with good wins over Syosset and Port Washington. And the Farmingdale guys, they've been battling some injuries, and they haven't all been on the field at the same time, but they're a good group. So, they're just kind of waiting to kind of bust out.
And that's a little bit of what we spoke about with our usual guy here in the booth with us, Mike Hungerford, of course, the Farmingdale head coach. Said, listen, he doesn't have a solid answer. He said after they lost on the weekend 6-5 to West Islip, they're trying to find consistency. And there you see Mike Hungerford in his 7th season at the helm, a 1986 graduate of Farmingdale, but trying to find consistency, and as you mentioned, different injuries, nothing like season-ending, but just enough of those nagging injuries where he hasn't been able to get his group into a flow and get that same, maybe your regular starters onto the field. But if they are to get on the winning ways today and bounce back from that West Islip loss, here are a couple guys, Tom, that they'll look to lead them here. And it's Brendan O'Keefe. In an inconsistent offensive 6, O'Keefe has been Mr. Consistency, the Albany-bound junior with 6 goals and 6 assists, and Trevor Gayron wearing that special number 40. He has played at close D, but because, again, injuries, he's moving up to the LSM this afternoon.
Yeah, O'Keefe is a two-handed, highly skilled attackman with a really good IQ. I think you're going to see them try to get the ball to O'Keefe behind and have him create. And the great thing about Gayron playing LSM is that he can really get out in transition. He's a tremendous athlete. We watched him in football, as a linebacker. He can really impact the field, in the middle of the field and create some offense. Sometimes when you're struggling on offense, you need some transition, and Gayron could be the guy who gets it started. And
in the chess match that is always these matchups, the most talented player for Southside, lo and behold, he's in the midfield. So maybe you get the LSM out in Gayron, who's probably one of your, if not your best close D guy. Now get him out and get in the hands of an Owen West. So yeah, Southside, as we said, 3-1. And Steve DiPietro, their head coach, liked the response from that loss to Manhasset, especially early when they beat Long Beach 16-11. In that game, Owen West had 4 goals and 3 assists. Michael Aiello with 4 and 2. Ryan Meyerhofer with 3. But as you mentioned before, it's very much about the face-off game, and the goaltending as well as West. But Michael Melkonen in that game, 21 of 24 from the faceoff X. He will play a big impact. A couple other guys who will also have an impact, Tom, in this game. And there you see one of them, the aforementioned Owen West, no longer the younger brother this year. Brother Brady graduated. He's playing in college, and now it's Owen's turn to shine. You see his numbers, a balanced scoring attack, 7 and 7 for the Bryant commit. And Logan Kelly, they've got some really good polls on this Southside team. Kelly, one of them, and he is bound for Scranton.
Yeah, Owen West is a guy who always gets the pole, and if he can get going and kind of neutralize the LSM on the other team's ability to shut them down, that really gets that offense going. And Kelly, listen, I'm a Scranton. I played at Scranton, so I'm happy to see Kelly go there. But Kelly and Castle and some of the other guys they play at D, they have a very solid defensive group in front of a great goalie in Tommy Gentile.
And don't forget, too, Pat Mullen as well, the junior, bound for Providence.
Excellent.
He's played LSM. He can play close D, a little bit of everywhere for Patty Mullen. And we likely will see him, because of his size and strength, go up against Caden Lennon, which should be one of the more fun matchups here today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups now. First for the visitors from Farmingdale. And again, the Dealers just trying to figure things out. You've got O'Keefe, Norton, and Lennon. That's your regular attack unit. And now it's a little bit changed in the midfield. Tomaso Ramos dealing with a little bit of a back injury. Chris Bergerson is back, though, and he's joined by Matt Cangelosi and Dylan Meta. Meta's a terrific, usually a D-midi, but they like to have him play throughout because of his athleticism. Your close D, as we mentioned before, you got Bleck, Parisi, and Pantorno. Pantorno's another one who also back from injury. For the Dealers, Mike Hungerford, as we said, 7th season at the helm, in 1986 graduate of the Dale. And in the cage, a guy that you know well. There you see him. Arguably the best in the Northeast. Certainly has that title here on Long Island. It's Mike Ippoliti. 37 saves, 30 goals against. You see his save percentage. He will go on and play with a host of other Long Island guys up at the Cuse.
Yeah, Mike's as good as it gets. I mean, he is tremendous kid. And, Farmingdale's lucky to get him back. He's he'll be tested. This is a very good offense he's going to see today.
And let's take a look now at the starters for Southside. Leading the way for the Cyclones, Michael Aiello, Ryan Mehrhofer, and Griffin Mills. Mills and Liam Livingston have changed their game to game. So it is Mills' opportunity today. The midfield really experienced and really diverse. Owen West, Cole DiPietro, and Jack Mehrhofer. And your close D is Logan Kelly, Ryan Castle, and Pat Mullen for head coach Steve DiPietro in his 16th season out of West Hempstead High School, 1992 grad. And in the cage for the Cyclones today, another guy you know well.
Yeah.
Tommy Gentile, the senior, bound for Boston University. You see his numbers, 40 saves, 25 against, save percentage of 61.5.
Yeah, Tommy and Ippoliti actually played for me over the summer for the last 5 years. They're really 1 and 1A. Tommy is really, really good. They're both going to top 20 programs. You're going to have to shoot the ball really well to score today.
And as both teams, whereas the Cyclones huddle and the Dealers still get set to go, let's take a look at our keys to victory for both of these teams. For the visitors, the Dealers, Mike Hungerford said they want to cut down on unforced errors. They've got to shoot effectively, especially against a really good goalie, and also just follow the defensive game plan. They said there's been some good games where they have good defenders, a very good goalie, but he doesn't think at times they've gotten the details of their defensive game plan right. That's been a bit of a disappointment for Hungerford, so those are the keys for him. And for Southside, listen, this is, these are things you probably could put for every game, but you want to win the ground ball battle. You want to match the Dealers' physicality, and of course, look out for their 10-man ride, and you want to have smart shot selection. So both want to shoot effectively, and both considering who's in each cage, you cannot waste possessions, you cannot waste shots.
Yeah, it's interesting that the Dalers are worried about their defense. The defense, in my opinion, has played very well. I mean, they lost 6-5 in their last game to West Islip. They only gave up 6 goals. But, Coach Dunn, their defensive coordinator, is, he's a perfectionist. Listen, you never think your defense is playing well unless you win, right? And they're right now they're looking to just kind of close the door and get a good win here tonight.
It is Farmingdale, and it is Southside. This non-league showdown here in Rockville Center. Opening face-off when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to Southside High School. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney with you as the Cyclones set to battle with the Dalers of Farmingdale and Southside. Tom, maybe looking for a little bit of an A sweep, right? You were on a few games this year. They won in overtime against Port Washington on the road, also beating Syosset. Again, those are the two teams who met in last year's county final, and now they're looking for a third win this afternoon against the Dalers.
Yeah, credit to Coach DiPietro for scheduling, three of the big boys in Class A and not shying away. And two big wins early, Port and Syosset, and this will be another tough test. This is a big, strong, physical Farmingdale team. That's, I get the feeling, Dylan, that Farmingdale's hungry tonight.
They certainly are, and I think a little upset, right, off of that loss to West Islip. We had, and that's a tough position to be in as a head coach. We had Mike Hungerford on the call with us a couple hours later for that Battle of the Sound with Darien and Manhasset. But yeah, just didn't like the way that his team played, and CJ Schwartz for West Islip did a great job with the face-off X, but really felt his team could have done more, especially on the offensive side of things. They battled back, they tied it up at 5, and they concede the late winner. See the face-off X there? Let's take a look at those guys, and this should be a really fun matchup.
Yeah.
With Michael Melkonian. There you see the Cornell-bound Melkonian, and CJ Mangio also bound for upstate. He will play his lacrosse up at Binghamton.
Yeah, it's nice when you have two D1 face-off guys. You know it's going to be clean.
And a big early statement there is Mangio won that one clean.
Yeah, Mangio doing a nice job there of, getting the clamp and going backwards with it. And now Farmingdale's got to clear this ball.
And this is one of the aspects I feel that somewhat separates, one of the things at least that separates Ippoliti from many of the others. He's just so smooth in the clearing game, does not seem to ever get rattled.
Yeah, it is underrated. You know, I mean, every team throws a different ride at you, and he's a very experienced goaltender, and he figured it out, and now it allows this offense that needs to get on track to get a good possession.
As a look at Chris Bergerson going to Mercy. And there's Meta.
Yeah, Meta's interesting because he's just a really talented athlete. He never really got a chance to play offense, at St. Anthony's before he transferred, so now he gets a chance to really shine on the offensive side as well.
Step down shot right into Gentile's stick. That was an easy save to deny Bergerson. And now here is, although it's not a 10-man ride right now, as Ippoliti is in his cage.
Yeah, Southside's got to be careful about this 10-man ride. They do a nice job of handling it right there.
We saw it at Cold Spring Harbor earlier this year, and man, it was just straight chaos.
Wow, that's a tremendous play by Meta, keeping him out of the box. Getting a time violation. Just a big, strong kid right there.
Yeah, realizing where he was in the field, making sure, right, that Southside doesn't get in the box. And now the Dalers back on the other side.
Yeah, in the first possession, I mean, I think Bergerson took a decent shot. You'd like to see him step in, maybe get it to the back pipe. Anything from 12 to 15 yards out, stick side on Tommy Gentile is just not going to go in.
You got to change angles. You got to get some traffic in front.
Exactly.
Here's Meta. Up top, short stick matchup. Coming downhill. Now is Sal Pasilico. And there's the big man, Caden Lennon. Lennon gets topside, slings it. And that shot is wide.
Yeah, nice job by Logan Kelly to steal a possession there for Southside. I like what Caden Lennon did there to get to the middle of the field. You see his strength just powering through, but he's got to get it on cage.
His shooting percentage wasn't the best at West Islip.
Yeah, I think early on sometimes guys get worried about, goalies making saves. But if you don't put it on cage, Dylan, it's never going to go in. I mean, it's simple, right?
You miss 100% of the shots you don't put on the cage.
That's right.
That is true. This should be a fun matchup if this is going to be the case throughout. It's Meta on West. West feeds it in front, took a deflection, quick ground ball picked up at the Dalers, and now they look to run. Here comes Pasilico. The extra pass. Shot! Oh, Gentile got a piece.
Yeah, and we said that earlier, that Farmingdale, needs to get out and run a little bit to get this offense going. And that was really good D by Meta. Pasilico gets out on the break, and, Tommy's there just to get a piece of that O'Keefe shot. But I like the way Farmingdale's trying to get up and out on anything on the ground.
5 is James Goodrich, part of that second midfield unit. But again, with dealing with injuries, there's opportunities for other guys, right, to get maybe some added time. So perhaps that is Goodrich's opportunity, the senior bound for Bridgeport.
Yeah, Goodrich is a big, solid kid, good player. And you're right, he will get chances now.
Good defense by Southside. Oh, especially there, denying that shot by Kelly again.
Yeah, great help from behind.
O'Keefe kicks it back out. Now Cangelosi. He's got the pole, and Chris Diaz.
Yeah, Farmingdale likes to play this two-man game and try to, do some big little on different places on the field.
Yeah, kind of like a 2-2-2, right, where you even have the two behind the cage as well. As here's Bergerson tries to get topside. No slide, so he hands off. Lennon now. Lowers the shoulder. Turns, fires. Gentile, another save.
I liked a good aggressive move. We just talked. They did a little, big little with Lennon. Here comes another one that looks like with Cangelosi. Lennon's getting to the middle of the field. That's a really good righty shot. Gentile was able to fight it off.
His third save already. And we talked about shot selection as something big for the Dalers. Well, they have actually put 3 shots on frame of their 4 that they've taken.
Yeah, and after that first one, they've really all been good shots. Gentile's just been up to the task.
Bergeson plays it behind. Up top, sidearm shot. That off the mark by Goodrich.
Yeah, I like that. That was good offense. Get the ball back to O'Keefe, and you see O'Keefe's skill set there, pushing it lefty, making a good look. And now it looks like he's going to have a short stick on the switch. Not an easy short stick in Lozito.
No. Oh, what a great look. Gentile.
Oh.
Highway robbery.
Oh, baby. That was a tremendous look by O'Keefe, and Tommy Gentile just stole a goal.
Wow. And it's funny because we thought coming in, at least I thought coming in, of those 2 really key positions, face-off and goaltending, I thought face-off edge, south side, face-off edge, goaltending edge, Farmingdale. And early on, it was Farmingdale with the first face-off win, and Gentile making 4 saves now. The last one, tremendous.
Yeah, and I think you just see how even these guys are. And now this is really our first look at this Southside offense, which has played very well early this year.
Cyclones, because it's their first real possession, moving the ball around. There's Jack Meyerhofer, pumps the brakes, cuts inside, tries to spin Meta all over him. Feet to the crease, lefty rip, and you could see Griffin Mills just putting that stick up to his head. He knew that he had a fantastic opportunity, but put that shot wide.
Yeah, and some of that is the Ippoliti factor, right? Because you know that you got to get that shot off quickly before he gets a good look at it.
When you've got a great D-Midi, as you do in Meta, it really allows you to do some things with your poles. We saw that as well with Manhasset, right? With James Lapina in that matchup against Darien. As now West gets downhill. West, bouncer, and Ippoliti the save, and great rebound control as well.
Yeah, we see both goalies on their game early. That's a good take by West. He got down the alley, took a good shot. Ippoliti saw it all the way.
Not a super aggressive ride, right? You just kind of pick and man. And offside is the call against the Dalers. So as Ippoliti moves his way upfield, there are too many men on that side of the field. So now the Cyclones, and a flag is thrown. First flag of the game.
Yeah, so Southside did a ride, Dylan, where we call it matching feet. So they just simply matched everybody's feet. Ippoliti ran it over. He needed one of his teammates to stay back, and they didn't, so they lose possession. And then trying to ride it back, Brendan O'Keefe just steps over the midline, so Southside's got a penalty coming here.
There's Aiello. The double comes. Aiello spins from that. Really good, aggressive defending. Gets it in the middle. That ball off the carpet. And we will have our first flag as the official works his way over to the table. And there you see it was offside. 30 seconds against the Dalers. So first man up opportunity for either team goes to the Cyclones.
Yeah, and this Southside team is slick. The man up unit has got a lot of guys who can shoot it. And then the 2 Meyerhofers always seem to find a way, Dylan, to get themselves open in these situations. And the other factor here, I don't think we're going to see Cole DiPietro today. We didn't see him on the first possession. We're not seeing him on man up. I know he, had a little tweak of his knee, and they were talking about maybe just giving him some time. So we haven't seen him yet. We'll see how it develops.
What an explosive player he is as well. And hold is called, so it'll go to the Dalers. which should, as long as Farmingdale can get it across, should eat up the majority, if not all now, as you see the aggressive or more aggressive ride. It results in a turnover. As here's Mills, hands it off, and you've got some numbers and some hands free, and the first goal as well is scored by Southside. Jack Lazito.
Yeah, Southside does a good job of riding this ball back, and Farmingdale got caught where they were running guys off the field, and Lazito, who obviously, is not normally on man up, but smartly here, with a screen, he bounces the ball past Ippoliti.
Lazito, the junior, described by his head coach as the Energizer Bunny, who really rarely gets beaten. That's when you're talking about him on the other side of the ball, gets his first goal of the year and gives the Cyclones that early 1-0 lead. Only our second face-off now. The Wings get involved, and it's another win for the Dalers.
And you see what happens when you have two really good face-off guys, right? It's hard to come out clean. And nice job by Sal Basilico picking that up.
And Basilico ties it up. He lost his man. The help came a little late. And Sally Boy said, I'm taking it.
This kid plays with a lot of energy. You talked about Lazito being the Energizer Bunny, but right there, he just sees that his man drops his stick and an overhand high to low, laser into the corner. That's the way you beat him.
It's like that recalculating on your GPS, right? He was going one way. He's like, wait, hang on.
That's it.
Let's make this change of direction to the goal. Basilico's second goal of the year ties it up. And look at Mangio. That was a clean one.
Yeah, if you're Farmingdale, that has to make you feel really good because we know how good Melkonian is.
And we showed you at the start, 74% on the year. And when you look at, I'm sure there is somewhere on the internet and social media rankings, right, of local face-off guys, but you got to think like a Cal Gerard at Manhasset, especially what we saw of him through the start of this season and in a big rivalry game at Darien, winning 14 of 16, going 83%. Bound for Duke, an All-American, so he's at the top of the list. And many have Melkonian right there behind them at number 2. You've got an Annunziata, maybe a Mangio, a CJ Schwartz kind of rounding out that next group. A couple of really good ones as well. Madden Murphy at Ward Melville. They've got a two-headed monster there for the Patriots.
Yeah, and don't forget about Jake Spallina. He's pretty good out in Mount Sinai. Yeah, Long Island has always been blessed with a lot of good face-off guys, and we have two good ones here tonight. And by the way, we just saw, a little bit of Dylan Mehta running down the alley. He can play some offense. They're going to get after this matchup right here.
And there he goes again, and Gentile with the save. His 5th of this first quarter.
Yeah, that's two in a row there for Mehta, just getting downhill and able to get his hands free. I think you'll see him come back to that.
Yeah, look, someone's got to get the short stick matchup, right? And Mehta, he's known for his work on the other side of the ball, but not at all a guy that you're worried about or trying to hide on this side of it. Here he comes again.
Good opportunity.
Oh, split dodge. Mehta! Oh, just over the net. And then he stepped in, so it'll be Southside ball.
Yeah, Mehta did everything right there except finish, right? Nice move.
I keep looking at the cage for the Dalers to see if Ippoliti comes out. He is not. So to this point, and I wonder if maybe part of it, I don't know, I'm probably reaching here, but the sun very much in Ippoliti's eyes. Maybe you switch fields and you get a little bit of your game under you, and now you ride in the second quarter. Let's see.
Yeah, you're right. The sideline's reacting as if they're in a 10-man ride, and I think they're trying to get Southside just to, maybe panic a little bit. Yep. Nice play.
Yeah, listen, and probably at practice, the Dalers, anytime that ball's on the carpet, they're going after it hard. Another one, and here comes Mehta.
He's going to push this.
And just runs out of time. Well, we talked about great goalie play, and we've received it in this first quarter. Gentile on one side, he's got 5 saves.
Yeah, this is a really good one, too.
Robbery in Rockville Center. 1-1, Southside and Farmingdale. You're watching this non-league Nassau County showdown right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
We welcome you back to Rockville Center, Southside High School. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney, and the entire Varsity Media crew. 1-1 is your score after the first quarter in a game that is sponsored by Impact Absorption. Impact Absorption, New York's primary supplier of roadside safety equipment. 30 years of supplying New York State. There's equipment on all major roadways. You have truck-mounted rear impact cushion and rental equipment available. Impact Absorption. So, Tom, 12 minutes in the books, and, some people might just be tuning in and say, 1-1, what a boring first quarter. It was great.
Hardly.
Yeah, I mean, terrific goalie play on both sides, as expected. Some tough shots, some hard riding, and a pretty, obviously, by the score, a pretty even quarter. That was based on the shots and probably time of possession, slanted for the visitors as a hold called, so Mangio we'll get another face-off win.
Yeah, it was a well-played quarter, and, I think we saw two good goalies, two good face-off guys. Both defenses have played well. A couple mistakes here and there, but these are two really good teams here tonight.
Here comes Bergerson. Bergerson beats his matchup, gets to the cage, still has it. I think Gentile got a piece. His second shot is wide of the mark.
Yeah, Bergerson just got under his defender there, and I think he was even surprised that he was that close to the cage.
Hungerford is certainly getting a lot of looks at an offense that he has said has struggled really to get into a rhythm this year. Obviously, part of that is based on injuries, and listen, it is also still early in this season, right? They've played 4 games. And a lot of guys with advanced roles this year still trying to figure things out. Here comes Caden Lennon. Look out, the referee. That's a big dude coming at you. Right? That's
this Mullen-Lennon matchup, two really good players, big physical players too.
Yeah, we showed you players to watch and the face-off X and the goalie play, but if we showed you like a matchup to watch, that might be it here today. You've got Lennon, both guys going D1, Lennon to Bryant, and Mullen as well to Providence.
Yeah, so Farmingdale ran a little two-man there for O'Keefe off goal line extended. Nice job by the Southside defense covering it up.
Taylor's not forcing anything right now, and that's another thing that Hungerford said. Expect maybe early on, especially some longer possessions and just trying to run our stuff.
Yeah, when you're struggling, you just don't want to force it, right? You don't want to. You don't want to try to be something that you're not. They're going to be patient on offense. They got players. It will come.
Stall warning is on.
They just got to find the right mix. That doesn't help.
Ground ball battled for right by the Dailers bench. It's won by the Cyclones.
Nice job by Lozito there.
Great job by Gentile, right, as well. Switching fields and finding Mullen, who also danced along that sideline to make sure that he kept his feet in.
Yeah, that's a 50, 60-yard outlet pass right there by Gentile, right on the money. And that's a good defensive stand by Southside.
See 14, Chris Vanko, a guy who will be expected, as we do see now, mixing in with this first midfield unit. I mentioned Cole DiPietro. We've yet to see him, maybe might not in this non-league game. Here's Vanko, eyes up, shot, kick, save. Second save, rebound goes all the way back out, and West picks it up.
Yeah, another good save by Ippoliti. That's a good take by Vanko. I like the way he changed his level there. Did a nice job.
Good job defensively as well. There by Pantorno, taking away that inside roll. Here's Aiello. Ooh, and a flag. So Southside, after already capitalizing on their first man up, will now have a second man up. Lefty, low shot, saved by Ippoliti. Rebounds picked up, and now we'll get the flag.
I didn't see what they're gonna what the foul was.
That's all right, we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna
it
see
now.
Called him on a slash.
Yeah, 1 minute slash. So Southside an opportunity here. Let's see if we can pick it up. This was the shot and the save. Like I believe was before that.
Yeah. I think it might have been on Gayron on Aiello. Aiello with the ball now. Aiello tested Gayron a little bit. He might have got him with a slash there that we missed.
Yeah, and looking across, Gayron is in, so good call by you. So it's a minute man up now for the Cyclones, looking to take their second lead of the game. Shot high off the mark by Aiello.
You run your whole preseason and your first couple weeks of practice, and you have DiPietro on your man up, and then all of a sudden he doesn't go, and it looks like right now they're not as in rhythm as they have been earlier this year.
Nice
but they
skip.
do have some guys.
Skip past Aiello's shot. I don't know if I believe he got a piece. He
did, yeah. I believe that might have got him right off the helmet. Yeah, Aiello can sling it. Probably a good idea to get it to him. This guy, too.
Nice to have options. Here is West. Nice ball fake, and again goes back to Aiello. Little fake right into the stick of Ippoliti, and another flag is thrown.
Yeah, good job by Ips jumping the passing lane there.
Another slash. You've got two poles in now. You're going to play 6-on-4. Looks like for 11 seconds. As the slash went against Joe Bleck.
Yeah, keep an eye on Liam Livingston inside here. When you're playing 6-on-4, you always give up that middle guy you're trying to cover up with different guys.
One is back, low to high, shot by West is over the bar, and the good thing is that one guy who comes back on is Dylan Meta, so you gain a lot. You might lose a pole, but you gain a lot defensively with Meta.
Yeah, if you're Farmingdale,
behind the back shot, Ippoliti, the save. And now that aggressive ride by Southside, and a little too aggressive. No timeout was called by the Dalers. How about that save by Ippoliti?
We said earlier, you're going to have to shoot the ball well to score on these two guys today.
Livingston, you called him out a moment ago, tries to go BTB. Let's take a look again.
Yeah, he was working well, and it's a really good try by him on the BTB. And I think Hungerford got a timeout when he saw his pole in trouble there. Good timeout.
These are two teams that are in the Varsity Media Sweet 16 poll. I think we're breaking news right now because I'm not even sure this is online.
Big time.
You're seeing it
Big
first
time.
here. And there's our current rankings, freshly minted, and you see a lot of those blue bloods right up top. St. Anthony, Chaminade, Manhasset, Northport, Mount Sinai, GC. Not a lot of movement there. Shoreham Wading River drops a little bit off of their Pleasantville loss in overtime And there's the Dalers as well. They drop down. Connecticut moves up a little bit. Southside moves up a little bit. Half Hollow Hills makes their way in, and Cold Spring drops down off of that 1-goal home loss to Garden City.
Yeah, some really good teams there. I've seen a lot of these teams. I'll tell you, the Bayport Blue Point group is a bunch of guys that I would like to see play. They have some dudes out there. They were very successful in football, and it seems to be that same crew that's playing really well this spring.
And that's a group that you kind of saw a few years ago, like, oh, they're sophomores. Wait till there's, they're junior next year, and now this is that next year for that group of guys. And yes, they are. That's the perfect word to use. They are dudes out there, and they're gonna have some fun games, man. Shoreham, Wading River, Mount Sinai, absolute wars. So off the timeout, Taylor is still down a man with 31 seconds left. So, it went off the stick of Meta. You know what? He'll be called for a push, and that's fine because the alternative there was giving up a goal.
Yeah, I love what Farmingdale did out of the timeout. They put Meta in the goal so he could stand in the crease, and you can throw the ball back into the crease. He just, I don't know if the sun was in his eyes, what happened, but, smart play by him actually getting a push.
Off the post. That shot was by Aiello. Still 4 seconds left in the man up. One more opportunity for the Cyclones. Nice spin. Good defensive work. Check out the hunting there by Pantorno. Wearing one of those special numbers for the Dalers, 50.
Yeah, this is a good matchup here. Aiello, the lefty attackman, versus Meta.
So even. Aiello. Hard to see if that was an attempted pass. Certainly a save.
Yeah, I think he was shooting that ball, and Meta just got underneath him.
And here comes Dylan Meta. Gets it across. You see the size on Meta. Big dude, that is for sure. Athletic, 6'4", 180. Go on and play. There's Lacrosse up in Albany.
Yeah, I feel like we watched Farmingdale play a lot of man-down defense, so this is an important possession here. You want to make sure that you settle it a little bit, right? You take a little time. You want to take a good shot. You do not want to have a save and come back the other way. Your defense is probably a little tired. You got to give them some time.
Bergerson gets topside. The pass, sidearm shot, and another post. You could hear that from the press box.
Yeah, I like what Farmingdale did there. They ran a little weave, and Cangelosi was on the wing. Great delivery by Bergerson, and he just hit the pipe.
Back up top. Cangelosi spins, gets to his left hand, bounces it, and that's wide.
Yeah, Cangelosi is a strong kid. Stocky build, not easy for a short stick to check him.
O'Keefe pumps the brakes, spins the other side, jump shot, and Gentile, another save.
Yeah, that's a good take. That's a good take by O'Keefe. It's everything you want if you're an offense coordinator, and Tommy Gentile's up right there on it, seeing the ball well.
We go the other way, still deadlocked at 1. A terrific battle here between the Dalers and the Cyclones.
Yeah, sometimes 1-1 games don't have a lot of action, Dylan. This is, we're just getting good play. Really good goalie play, obviously, but these guys are taking good shots. We're hitting pipes. We got transition, loose balls, penalties.
The only thing we haven't had is a lot of face-offs. We've had 4, and all 4 have been won by C.J. Mangio. There's Jack Meyerhofer. Look at the athleticism by Meyerhofer. Aiello now. Aiello bounces it, and Ippoliti gets a piece. And look at the effort by the Syracuse-bound goalie.
That's awesome. You know, you get a piece of a shot, and then you beat the attackman to the end line.
Yeah, you think he doesn't want it? Oh, man.
I've coached Michael Ippoliti a lot in a lot of games. He is a competitor, man. He loves it.
Great clear. Meta again losing it. He just flips it backwards to Cangelosi.
Yeah, Meta's just got to clean his stick up just a little bit. You know, you see he's running by people, but he's just got to clean it up a little bit.
First time we're able to shout out Jack Mangio's name, the sophomore, younger brother of CJ, all-county basketball player as well, skilled, athletic playmaker. There he is.
Yeah, I watched him play basketball this winter. He's a really good basketball player. That usually translates well on the lacrosse field.
O'Keefe guarded there by Kelly. Screen was set, trying to get O'Keefe his hands free. Here's the big man. Caden Lennon lowers his shoulder and bounces it. What great defensive work as well by Mullen, just impacting and affecting that shot.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple times early. Lennon's getting to the middle of the field. Mullen with a late check there, like you said, Dylan, did just enough to get that shot off track. They're going to go back to this again. They're running these little two-man, trying to free up the attackman. Southside is very spread out right now. If Meta can get a good run here, he's going to have room.
Here he comes, hands off to Cangelosi. Switches hands. Flag, first one as Metas puts his shot on frame, so the Dalers will have their first man-up opportunity. Let's see what this infraction is. It'll be a slash, so it'll be another 1 minute. As in the box is Will O'Toole, the junior. 26.
Yeah, O'Toole's a transfer from Lou High. Good player. Looks like he just, got too much meat on that last check. Didn't get any stick. So now we get a chance to see the Daler man-up group.
O'Keefe facilitates from X. Cangelosi.
It is hard to see the ball right now coming out of that sun. I think they're going to run something here for Lennon.
Here he is. Lennon. Back up top to Cangelosi. 30 seconds left in the man up. Good feed down low. And there's the finish by Jake Norton.
What a feed by O'Keefe. They try to run a play for Caden Lennon. Southside did a really good job of sniffing it out. And you see O'Keefe just kind of jogs up here to the front of this 3-3 set, sees Southside pinched on the bottom, throws a dart to Norton. That's a great look. Good finish.
Norton, the Mercy commit, his 5th goal of the year. His older brother and assistant coach at LIU. He played at Mercy. A guy who Hungerford describes as a tremendous program guy. First face-off win by Melkonian. So both teams with a man-up goal now, and the Dalers, though, with the 2-1 lead. Inside the final minute now of this fast-moving second quarter.
Yeah, it really has. It's moved well. I was just going to say Melkonian figured it out a little bit there at the face-off X.
And I was just signaling to you. I wondered if DiPietro would call a timeout here. You have it at your disposal, so why not use it to set something up here in the final 39 seconds of the first half?
Yeah, it's a good timeout. 39 seconds is plenty of time, and if I'm DiPietro in this huddle right now, I'm looking to get Owen West or Aiello. Try one of those two guys, get them a pick, get their hands free, see what they can do.
A lot of big games coming up on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Let's take a look at some of those upcoming games. We've got North Shore and Herrick's Port Washington and Cold Spring Harbor. That should be fun under the lights at Cold Spring Harbor. And it's always fun when Syosset and Massapequa play. I'll tell you, some of my favorite games was back when Syosset had like the grass field, and it was an early season game, and you had O'Keefe on one side and Tierney on the other side, and just dudes who didn't like each other. So every ground ball was fought with ferocity. And then Cold Spring Harbor, Manhasset, again, that should be fun. Two defending state champions, Huntington and Hills, and Southside and Wantagh. Wantagh is a team that has had a terrific start to this season. All those games right here on the Varsity Media YouTube channel. You want to hit that subscribe button as well.
Yeah, I think Wantagh lost to Bayport Blue Point early, and you look back and where Wantagh is now. They beat this Farmingdale team. They're something 4-1 or 5-1. They're obviously a very good team.
Yeah, Jake Martini, a guy to look out for the Warriors. So here we go. Let's see what Southside has dialed up off that timeout. Jack Meyerhofer. There's Vanko. Had a good-looking shot earlier on.
Yeah, and I think what Farmingdale's done out of this timeout is they're playing a little zone, and they're giving Southside a different look. It's a smart decision coming out of his zone. They probably drew up a man-to-man play, and now you give them zone.
And again, you have no problem giving up those shots from up top, especially with Hippo leading the cage. 5 seconds, trying to swing it to Aiello. Somehow finds his way through, bounces it wide. Just to even get that shot off was a near miracle, considering the polls and the harassment that he faced. So the Dalers with that 2-1 lead, thanks to Norton, scores it right in front, and Farmingdale goes into the break with a 2-1 lead. It's Farmingdale Southside right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. For the adults watching this video, you grew up in a world where officials, umpires, and referees for youth sports took their place regularly and reliably ahead of game time. Today, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to fill those jobs. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media. And there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Massive shortages of officials now lead to games being canceled, and the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. I'm hoping we all can begin to see youth competition through a different lens. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule.
Any call, any decision, any human effect on wins and losses has become subject to not just withering criticism, but physical threats. There's a vicious cycle at work. Fans chase away officials, and there is a smaller pool to draw from, which makes it harder to get quality, well-trained people in position. The entire game suffers.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines? This sort of verbal abuse and threatening behavior takes a toll on all officials and makes them leave the game altogether.
Did you know, from 2018 to 2022, an estimated 50,000 high school referees, roughly 20%, have quit. Half of the remaining referee population is at least 50 years old, but young officials are rarely staying more than 3 years in the job.
If the number of officials working contests in all sports doesn't begin to increase, there won't be enough officials to work the games. That means schedules will get cut, teams or even sports might get canceled. In many states, this is already happening.
Remember that officials are invested in what they do. Many officials have regular, full-time jobs, and they're sacrificing time away from their families. Try to demonstrate empathy. Put yourself in their position. Think how you would feel about getting yelled at throughout your workday.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules sports advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures. And it's okay to be rude and selfish.
You know, officials enforce rules, keep competitions fair, and make player safety a priority, allowing youth sports to be a valuable arena for growth. If we can all just work together and be more empathetic to not just the officials, but everyone else in youth and high school sports, we can then preserve what many of us have embraced about athletics. And you and I know the benefits of sports, right? Let's spread that gratitude and be proud of what we can build and not blind to how it's being torn down. Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
So what happens now? Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control, and we have an experiment for you to try. Simply stated, just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Your child's sporting memory should be about how you helped inspire and not about how you caused embarrassment.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Welcome back to Southside High School. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It is the Dalers with a 2-1 lead in a game that is sponsored by Impact Absorption. Impact Absorption, New York's primary supplier of roadside safety equipment. Low scoring, but a lot of fun in that first half. It is Farmingdale with a 2-1 lead. We'll take a look at the first half stats, and again, with added possession, you see the Dalers doubling up Southside in shots. Gentile and Ippoliti, as expected, bringing it with the saves. You see the slight edge there for Southside, and the face-offs, a bit of a surprise. Not that we didn't think Mangio was good. He certainly is.
Right.
But Melkonian, we expected to be a little bit better in that. So an edge there, a big one for Farmingdale. And then man-up as well. Both teams scoring on the man-up, but it's the Dalers on their only opportunity scoring on theirs.
Yeah, it's been obviously a very even game. Both goalies are awesome. We'll see if the face-off thing comes into play. We haven't had a lot of them. I think this game is one of these, someone's going to go on a run, right? Someone's going to go on a run, whether it's 2 or 3 goal run. And, I don't expect this to go into double digits. I think both teams would be happy if to win this game 6-4, 6-5, whatever it is, because this is two really good teams, good defenses, and obviously awesome goalies.
Cyclones took a 1-0 lead in the first quarter on Jack Lazito's first goal of the year. Sal Pasilico tied things up, and it was 1-1 going into the second, and then Jake Norton scored the man-up goal off an assist by Brendan O'Keefe, and that's how we have this 2-1 score. Melkonian jumped. So another face-off win for the Dalers. Sun still, I would say, a factor, right? Has not set yet. And it's currently in Ippoliti's eyes to our right, to broadcast right. And again, you see the two-man game played. Swings it. Here comes Meta downhill. Works it behind the cage to O'Keefe. O'Keefe spins there. Another cut, trying to free himself from Logan Kelly. That's easier said than done. Here's Cangelosi now. He's got the shorty, and Ryan McNicholas. Sidearm shot. Gentile got a piece.
Yeah, Farmingdale goes back to the two-man game. Cangelosi sets a nice pick for Bergeson, and comes another one.
O'Keefe finds him some space, and Gentile, another outstanding save, rivals the one that he made in that first half. And now just muscling his way was Bergerson, and he extends the Dalers' lead to 3-1. Great job. We'll show it again by Bergerson. One, using his physicality, but also knowing where he is. Pumps the brakes right before he gets a crease violation. Watch it again.
Yeah, Bergenson just lowers his shoulders here, a little physicality, does a really nice job, and finishes it. And then we're going to get a penalty. Mullen comes in late. It looks like he was trying to throw a check, and he caught Bergeson in the head. So Bergeson not only scores, but he draws the penalty. Farmingdale's up 3-1.
So you see it there on the side. They count the goal. And it is a 1-minute penalty. On top of that, you lose one of your best poles as well. Still have the face-off, though, but it's a man-up face-off. So if Mangio mucks it up a little bit, you've got the added ability with the extra wing player.
Yeah, normally Southside wouldn't wouldn't worry too much, but Manjo's done a good job.
Melconian went early again.
Yeah, Melconian's just a little off right now. His rhythm at the X is not there. He's having a little trouble reading the ref's whistle, and we're going to see Farmingdale's man up.
So you mentioned coming out of the break, a team is going to make a run. This is a big man-up opportunity for the Dalers. You've just scored. Now you're a man up. You got a little momentum. If you can extend it now to 4-1, considering the goalie play that you've had and the low-scoring nature of this game, that's a big one.
Yeah, 3 goals would feel huge in this game right now.
Here's Lennon. Back up top to Cangelosi, and now it's O'Keefe up there.
Yeah, O'Keefe's the key to this man up right here. He's got great vision. He's able to find guys.
Nice look, low shot, and a goal. So there is on cue the look, as you mentioned, and the finish, his second consecutive goal. Chris Bergerson extends the Dalers' lead to 4-1.
Yeah, whatever Bergerson did at halftime, keep doing it. Great look right here by O'Keefe. It's similar to the first assist he had. Just finds Bergerson on the pipe, and you can see how frustrated Tommy Gentile is. I'm sure Tommy's saying, guys, give me an outside shot. I'll save an outside shot, but no goalie has a chance when it's on the doorstep.
And for O'Keefe, it was the fake initially that brings the defender up, and now he's got some room and some opportunity to get that pass off. Face-off win for Southside, and again, we're still early in the third quarter. It's obviously the fastest game on 2 feet, but you feel it's an important possession here for Southside because it certainly feels like the Dalers have the momentum.
Yeah, and remember, we haven't seen Cole DiPietro, so we haven't seen the full complement of Southside's offense.
And there's a shot by Aiello. The initial shot was blocked. Popped back out to Aiello, and that shot went wide. Here's Ryan Meyerhofer. And here's Owen West. The Dalers have done a good job in really, at least to this point, keeping West quiet.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get West going, though. You know, Venko and Meyerhofer have the short sticks. Meyerhofer has to deal with Meta, which isn't easy, so I think West has got to go. I think he's going to have to try to take this LSM.
And that is Joe Bleck. West surveys his situation, looks for opportunities. Bleck checks the rear view. There's a screen set, trying to set West free, and shot was saved by Ippoliti.
Yeah, I like West being aggressive. I didn't love the shot. I didn't think it was a high percentage shot.
But it appears they'll get it back as Mullen won that ball, a failed clear, and here's Lennon, though, at midfield getting it back to Meta. (4-1) Dalers lead. It was actually 4 unanswered because Southside took the 1-0 lead early on.
And because Side did not get their LSM on, so right now they're just locking Cangelosi.
Yeah, that's interesting. Cangelosi. Now you look to play 5-on-5. It's O'Keefe at X.
They're going to use Cangelosi to set a pick here.
And he'll set another one as O'Keefe goes the other way. O'Keefe, inside roll. Shot. Goal. How did O'Keefe get that one off?
Well, I love what Farmingdale did there. They saw Cangelosi was being locked, and they immediately sent him to O'Keefe. And you see here, it's not so much that he gets a pick, but it just puts the defender in a really tough spot. And what a great job by O'Keefe, just staying with that dodge and muscling through a good lift. You know, Logan Kelly's a very good player, and O'Keefe just got the better of him that time.
His first goal of the game, his 7th of the season. And it's now a 5-1 lead for the Dalers. That was, I mean, when you look up the definition of an inside roll, that was perfect for O'Keefe.
Yeah, and you had just mentioned 5-on-5. 5-on-5 gives you that space. You don't have to worry as much about, you know, a slide coming.
Now Southside looking for the response.
coming out of halftime, I said to you, one of these teams is going to go on a run, and normally 3 goals is not a big run, right? In high school lacrosse, you go back and forth, but this feels like a big possession right now. We're halfway through the third, and Southside really hasn't gotten any real offense going.
Now, what you do have for the Cyclones, if you're looking glass half full, is you've won the last couple faceoffs. So maybe you can get Melkonian going. So if you can get a goal, and maybe now you get possession again, and that's how you can get those runs going.
Absolutely.
Here's Liam Livingston, the Chaminade transfer.
Yeah, they're going to bring Livingston behind. He's really an attackman. They ran him out of the box. Going to invert here. Great skip pass.
To get it to West. West denied by Ippoliti. His 9th save of the game.
Yeah, great job by Ippoliti. That's a really nice skip pass by Livingston. West with a good look at it. And Ippoliti just on it.
See in the bottom of your screen, 5:43 left in this third quarter. The Dalers can really put the pressure on the Cyclones with another goal here.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see Farmingdale be real patient here. They're gonna take their time. I don't see them rushing. Find a good matchup. Drain a little clock, right? They're going on a run. No need to give the ball right back.
There's one of those other fun matchups we like to see, as it was Lennon and Mullen. Lennon switched hands, shot that one wide.
Yeah, good aggressive take by Lennon. Good defense by Mullen as well.
I made the analogy, but he is the Dalers' Brennan O'Neill with that size, which causes a matchup problem for a lot of teams. Topside shot wide of the mark by Cangelosi.
Yeah, Farmingdale's run this weave a few times, and they do a good job of getting to the middle. Cangelosi just missed.
Now the two-man game played with Meta. Gets it back from O'Keefe. Slings it, and the save by Gentile.
Yeah, Farmingdale did. That's what you want in the two-man game. They doubled O'Keefe, and Meta just not able to finish.
As much fun as it was to see against Cold Spring Harbor, and again, it is a team that's not 100% healthy in the Dalers. We've yet to see that 10-man ride, and look, you're getting the job done, settled, right? 6-on-6, you're getting great goalie play. But it was just so much fun to watch under the lights of Cold Spring Harbor.
Yeah, they mucked that game up really well, I thought, and I think that the sun is a factor, Dylan. It's really hard to see the ball down here, and it's still slightly in Ippoliti's eyes.
All right, so we still have another quarter. We have one more quarter. You can maybe see it in the fourth. As here's Aiello. Tries the bull dodge. Aiello. Great work. In on the hands, man, was Gayron. And now West. Got to deal with Bleck. Cuts inside. Good help. And the flag is thrown as the shot was wide. This will be a cross check. Looked like I think it was Pantorno at the cage.
Yeah, I said on the last possession that West is going to have to go, and sometimes you don't have to beat your defender to create offense. They know he's good. They slid early, and he was able to draw a penalty. And it looks
once
like
he beats his man, watch 50 come in right there. Yeah.
And if you're Southside, this is a big man up. You haven't scored in a long time. You need a good look here.
And your one goal was on your first man up. They've not been able to capitalize on their next three. Bouncer, Aiello wide.
Yeah, their man up, Aiello and West, are the two big guns from the outside.
32, you saw a second ago. That's Cullen Lynch. West gets it back after the fake, skips it, Low shots. Did Ippoliti get a piece?
He did get a piece, yeah.
His 10th save of the game.
But that's good offense. Good skip pass. It was a really good look.
22 seconds left on the man up. Vanko, bouncer. Ippoliti saw that the entire way. And now Southside, they have had success riding, especially man up. And Meta took a pretty hefty slash. He's feeling that one as he goes off.
Yeah, and good job by Farmingdale killing off the penalty. You know, they forced Southside into a, 15-yard shot, and Ippoliti's on it. They talked about shot selection with us, having to make sure they take good shots. I'm not sure that was exactly the shot they wanted on that man up. Hard to beat Ippoliti from that far out.
Here's Goodrich. Throws the short stick in. McNicholas. And the help comes. So he kicks it back to Cangelosi. Aggressive pull work there by, or defending, I should say, by Vanko. Here's Lennon. Yet to get a goal here today is Caden Lennon.
So Farmingdale goes back to their invert game. They got Goodrich here. He's played some attack. They're going to have him with a short stick. And I think part of what Goodrich is doing here is just taking some time off the clock.
Yeah, probably hold for the last at this point. Under a minute left in the third quarter. Stall warning on. They've got to keep it in. As Goodrich works off the screen, still has it. They'll get it to Lennon. Quickly swings it behind with 32 seconds left.
Now you got Norton with a short stick. I'd like to see him set a pick here for O'Keefe, and he does.
13. Here comes Cangelosi. The double comes. What a look. Turnaround shot. Gentile the save. Denying Norton. And on the ground ball battle, the third quarter horn sounds.
Great save by Gentile.
We have seen some terrific goalie play today. Gentile on one side and Ippoliti on the other, denying West as it's Farmingdale with a 5-1 lead after 3. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
And that sun, which has played a factor here today, is setting here in Rockville Center as it's the Dalers, the visiting Dalers, with a 5-1 lead entering the fourth and final quarter. Dylan Butler, Tom Rooney. You see Mike Hungerford, part of that great coaching staff for the Dalers, trying to close this one out. And, you know, as bad as a feeling as they had on the weekend on that trip back from West Lysip, they will feel a lot better if they can close this one out and go get another win in the win column.
Yeah, when I talked to Hungy this morning, you know, he felt like this was an important game, to kind of rebound. They didn't feel like they played great at West Islip, and no takeaway from West Islip. He was impressed with them and C.J. Schwartz at the X, but he just didn't feel like it was a typical Daler effort, and he wanted to get back to playing hard and playing the Daler way, as they call it, and they've scrapped out some ground balls, and they've done a nice job. But if you're Southside, you have Melconian, you're never really out of a game. Gentile has played great in the goal. You just need some possessions.
And this time it's Mangio who jumps. And Melconian looks to initiate that early offense. He has stayed on. As now Southside looks to find a way to get another ball past Ippoliti. It has not happened since the first quarter. And the Syracuse-bound Ippoliti has since made 11 saves.
Yeah, if you're Southside, you got to find some offense here, right? You got to find, whether it's, one of the Meyerhoffers or Venko, someone's got to win a matchup against this Daler defense. And it's got to be a good shot. We've seen what Ippoliti does when it's not a great shot.
West, there's a nice look to Aiello at the crease. That shot was wide. Aiello also paid the price on that opportunity.
Yeah, you can feel that Southside is playing with a little bit more urgency, a little bit more speed here to open up the quarter.
And they get one back. Right there. We said Owen West has got to get involved, right? They got to find a way to get him involved. He does here early goings of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I like what they did. They set him a pick. Listen, he can sling it, right? So they just give him a little pick here on Black. He just gets enough of a rub where Black is in a trail, and he does the rest.
So West, Brian Kmitt scores his 8th goal of the year. We have a push off the face-off, and Mangio will get the win.
If you're Southside here now, you not only do you need a stop, you can't let Farmingdale have a lengthy possession. This game has become very short all of a sudden with two goalies that are hot. You're not only going to get so many opportunities, so you gotta start to be a little bit more aggressive and not let them just run their offense like they have at times tonight.
And that could obviously be a detriment as well, because you have a team that's certainly, at least this game, showing their patience. There's a shot to the head. It's going to be a man-up opportunity now for the Dalers, as Diaz got one up high on Cangelosi.
Yeah, and if you're Farmingdale with a flag down, you're in no rush here.
Yep. Bergerson, Lennon, ducks under, Lennon!
This is a big boy goal right here. I mean, credit to Bergenson. He gives it to him in a great spot, right? And they have to kind of look at Bergenson, but watch him just absorb this. Mullen's a big kid himself and just tucks his stick. Great finish by Lennon.
They'll wave that flag off. And an important goal for the big man, Caden Lennon. His 6th of the season. Again, that's 6'5", 225 coming at you.
Yeah, when he catches it in a spot like that, it is really difficult.
To Mangio. Oh, somehow gets it back off the Lennon stick. That's kind of how things are going right now.
Sometimes it's your night, yeah. If I'm Coach Hungerford over there, I am really excited about the way Mangio's handled this matchup. We know how good Melconian is. And, he's won, a few tonight, but Mangio really has done a great job at the X.
Well, he's doubled him up to this point. 8 wins and 4 the other way as West picks this one off, and he's not had a lot of room to maneuver. And they need some goals here in a hurry. So you wondered if maybe West would have tried to get something to the cage. Good job defensively by the Dalers just to recover. Now Southside's got to go more settled.
Yeah, and West has been out there a lot tonight. I think he was just a little gassed. Nice move by Meyerhofer.
Vanko on the other side. And up top, Jack Meyerhofer. And again, what you're missing right now is the Hobart commit, Cole DiPietro. He's got 4 goals on the year. Another flag is thrown. So the Dalers will be down a man again once they pick up possession. They do, as some extracurriculars, cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, another good move by West, and they're going to get looks like Farmingdale on a slash here on that move by West getting underneath. Let's see.
Yeah, 1 minute slash. That's been the penalty du jour, it feels like. A bunch of slashes, and there you see it from behind. Great call by the officials. Good look by our guys up top, as Sal Basilico was called for the infraction. So the 5th man up now for Southside. They are 1 for 4.
Aiello's had some good looks the last couple times. You know, again, Aiello and West, 2 really good outside shooters. Looks like they're going to run a little set play here.
Expect West to get it back. There he is. To Mills. His catch with West. Daler's doing a good job of taking away the middle. There's been cutters. That shot wide by Mills, but those cutters have been picked up. 25 seconds left on the man up.
Yeah, the man-down defense right now for Farmingdale, doing a good job, sticks in passing lanes. This is a long minute, though, to be out there trying to kill off penalties.
West, goal! His 2nd straight, the man-up goal. We got ball game, folks, 6-3.
Yeah, credit to Southside. They did a really nice job of being patient. And we said, you know, West is the guy, you know, West or Aiello shooting this ball is really where you want to be. And he just steps into a seam there between the 2 defenders and let one rip there. That's tough on Ippoliti. And, you know, Southside it hasn't played well offensively, Dylan, and here they are. They're right in this game with Melkonian facing off.
West is 2nd of the game, 9th of the season. Melkonian wins it free. Melkonian to the cage, bounces it wide.
Melkonian starting to feel it a little bit here. If you're Southside, if you can get one here and Melkonian gets hot, this game is changing for you right now.
Still plenty of time. 7:11 right now left in this 4th quarter. Downhill. Nice fake. Switching of hands there from Russell DeFrancisco, and there's another one. Right at the cage. Chris Vanko, the goal.
Nice job by Vanko. This is good offense. You know, Southside takes their time, finds a short stick matchup, and Vanko just gets underneath and goes 5-hole on Ippoliti from about 5 yards. Here we go. You know, 6'4", 2 really good face-off guys, and if you're Southside, you got some momentum right now.
You can see their bench in that top left of your screen. They are jumping right now. Big face-off here. Wing play gets involved, and it's won by the Dalers. Who else but Dylan Mehta?
Great job by Mehta finding the ball right there.
Now let's see, as you said, you did slice away at your deficit, but how aggressive are you now defensively for Southside? The Dalers have shown the ability to keep this ball and take time off the clock. And also, how aggressive will the officials be? right? Potentially with another stall warning.
Yeah, I think the officials have done a good job in this game, calling the game cleanly. They've put the stall on already a couple of times. If I'm Farmingdale, I probably want to stay aggressive, I don't think it's their strength just to kind of throw the ball around. Just take good, smart shots. And if you're Southside, you don't got to panic and double when it's not necessary, but it's okay to be aggressive and maybe force a shot, and hopefully Gentile is ready to go.
Here's Meta, fakes it. Meta! He won it on the wing, on the face-off to get this possession alive, and then Meta slings it for his second goal of the year.
Yeah, watch this little subtle ball fake right here in the middle of his dodge, right? He kind of throws off that slide, and it gives Dylan the middle of the field there. Really good job by him, and he can shoot it. I can tell you that right now. Meta can really heat it up. We said he doesn't play a lot of offense, but he can. Coach Hungerford said in practice he can get it going at times. So that's a good sign for the Dalers.
We joked earlier in the year about the transfer portal, right? And you picked up Ippoliti and Meta in that. But Meta also, listen, he's a football guy, and he wants to play both sides playing football as well. Great timeout by Hungerford off that face-off win. But listen, these are two guys who wanted to come back into the district and wanted to play with guys that they played with their entire life, and have been big additions for the Dalers. Speaking about the Dalers, let's look at their upcoming schedule. A really tough one on the road. Fairfield Prep is next. That's a team that was in the Connecticut Class L semifinals a year ago, and then you get more into your league play, right? You're at Hicksville, you're home for East Meadow in those games with Port Washington. I don't care who the personnel is. These last couple of years, those have been some wars between the Dalers and Port Washington, so that should be fun as well. All big games coming up for the Dalers.
Yeah, I love the way Farmingdale's going out of state to test themselves. That Fairfield Prep team is really talented. You figure out a lot about yourself when you go play a tough non-league schedule. Both of these programs have done that, and Dalers have still one more on their schedule.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Cyclones now. They go to Mepham, and then you've got Lynbrook, Roslyn, and that big one right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network against a very good Wantagh team on the road for that one, April 21st at 5 o'clock. And to your point about Fairfield Prep, in my conversation with Jeff Braymeyer getting ready for that Manhasset-Darien game, he said, listen, if there was a year that we weren't, meaning Darien wasn't going to be that number one seed, or the preseason number one with all the publications and the pundits, he thought that this would be the year. He thought it was Fairfield Prep, considering the talent that they brought back for consecutive years as sophomores, juniors, now they're seniors, and also the fact they were in the semifinals a year ago. Thought that might have been the team that many thought would be beat. And he said, listen, we were number one, I think largely, he said, off of reputation. Obviously, they've earned it since, as stepping out there was Cangelosi, because Darien beat Fairfield Prep on the road, and beat, of course, number one ranked Brunswick in the country before that loss to Manhasset.
Yeah, I think you're splitting hairs when you're trying to say who's better, Fairfield Prep or Darien. Good timeout by Southside.
Yeah, you can see it was a little bit of a struggle there in the middle of the field for Ryan Castle. So timeout for Southside, and Steve DiPietro. A year ago, DiPietro's team went 12-6. They lost in the county final to Manhasset. Obviously, the Indians went on and won the state championship. That was a 14-4 loss. They also lost Brady West, who's now at Loyola. But it's a team that, listen, there's some terrific lacrosse players in this community. They've had 12 All-Americans. Of course, you remember most recently Nick Lacalzi, a two-time All-American in 2018 and 2019. His brother Joe as well with the long stick. He was an All-American, but there's only been that one championship, and that's what they're chasing. They won in 2004 the B, and they also won the Long Island, and they won the States that year as well. And that's, listen, when you've got the likes of whether you're a C and you're battling Manhasset, or now you're a B and you're battling Garden City, those are some tough teams to try to win a championship from.
Yeah, this team is built to win, though. They have, a tremendous face-off guy. They got a tremendous goalie. They're a little short-handed tonight offensively without Cole DiPietro, but this is a very, very good team. Steve does a great job. Tom Martello, his defensive coordinator, does a great job. This is a tough Farmingdale team to play. They're physical. Obviously, they're very good in the goal. Farmingdale well coached.
Now both teams kind of throwing the ball around. And Southside gets it right back. West. Pop back out to Venko. He's got a goal. So does West. West is trying to get himself free. Now he can go downhill against the shorty.
Oh, and Burgesson ran off. They got numbers here.
They do on the substitution, and it went off the stick of Venko and out of bounds. So what looked to be a disadvantage for the Dailers turns into an advantage on that turnover.
Yeah, I think they got excited. I said they got numbers. They knew it, and just took their eye off the ball.
And the Dailers get the clear. And now they've got an opportunity, and you mentioned before Farmingdale, like we talked about Southside, right, and chasing that second championship. The Dailers, what an incredible history of lacrosse that they have. We've got 13 Nassau championships, 3 LICs, the one state in 2011. But on their logo, it's about the decades of excellence, where they've been in the playoffs every year since 1974. Only Garden City and Manhasset in Nassau County can say that.
Yeah, I mean, they're good every year, right? And this group has a chance to be really special. Nice catch in the middle of the field there by Kelly.
A little bit chaotic and hectic. And now Southside, you're down 3, and now you're a man up. As you see the physicality there. And Southside's giving it back. Ball still on the carpet. And a late hit by West, and there's a flag, and a shoulder barge, and some more discussions as Meta and West. And what would have been, Tom, a man-up opportunity, an important one as well for Southside. It looks like it will likely be evened up now.
Yeah, you had definitely a man-up coming from Southside, and this loose ball doesn't really make a lot of sense here, what West did. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to get, a man-up. And then a little extracurricular. I'm not sure how they're going to call this, but, listen, these are high school kids, right? And they're excited, and it's emotional, and you're under the lights, and, two towns not that far away from each other. A lot of these kids know each other, and, they're competitive.
Felt further apart when I was on the Southern State coming over. All right, so let's see here how this works out. From up here, I felt like it was going to be like a minute each. Let's see. So it's a 30-second push on the Dailers. And a 30... And then unreleasable. And then was that against West?
I think they're calling 2 penalties on Farmingdale. It must have been something off screen.
So maybe you had 2. I think it might have been 2 30-second pushes.
Yeah, they're calling West for the push on the sideline there. So you got 2 pushes. They'll be even for 30 seconds, it looks like. And then Farmingdale will be, it'll be 5-on-4. 5-on-4 to start. Farmingdale should have 2 men in the box.
Unless it's both on Meta, because it looks like he's the only one in there. All right, so the penalties are up on the scoreboard, which you can't see. We'll tell it to you. It's Meta for a minute.
Meta for a minute, Gayron for 30 seconds, and West for a minute.
So it's ultimately going to be a one-man up for 30 seconds. There you see it. You love to have these fields and stadiums with the penalty time on the scoreboard. We do appreciate that greatly here in the Varsity Media Sports Network.
And this is a spot you do a lot of 5-on-4s in high school lacrosse, right? And it's something that they should be pretty comfortable with. Great save by Ippoliti.
Yeah, it got low to deny Livingston. His 12th save of the game. And right at the end of that penalty, so this will not be a man-up goal, but Ryan Meyerhofer, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Let's watch it again.
Good ball movement. Meyerhofer to Meyerhofer.
The law firm. Here we go.
Yeah, a lot going on all of a sudden. So you have 2 locked-in penalties, obviously. So it's 5-on-5, and this could be a big opportunity for Melkonian because he's got nobody to his left for the pinch and pop. And if you're Mangio, this is a huge face-off.
Melkonian wins it cleanly. That went off a defender. That shot. And physicality has certainly been dialed up. And it is certainly the time of the game, but also it feels like once the as a timeout is called, it feels like once the sun goes down, right? Now it gets crazy. Like that game at Cold Spring Harbor was a later start, so the whole game was under the lights, and I guess kids get jacked up for playing under the lights.
Yeah, the intensity has ratcheted up in the last 5 minutes for sure.
DiPietro says that he's happy coming into this game, kind of happy where they were, right? There was still plenty of room for improvement, but he feels that his team has a decent amount of experience back, and getting road wins early against Syosset and Port was big for the team's confidence. Manhasset, he said, was a defensive battle. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more on the offensive side, but he liked the way that his defense played against the Indians, and listen, it kind of showed them in that game where they needed to work on some things offensively, and they did that. Obviously, it's a different level of competition. They did that at Long Beach, winning 16-11 in their last game. Owen West in that one had 4-3. Aiello had 4-2. Ryan Meyerhofer had 3, and Griffin Mills had 2 goals.
Yeah, no shame in losing to Manhasset. Obviously, Manhasset is one of the top teams out there. And you learn a little bit about yourself. You go to Long Beach, you play really well offensively, so you're feeling good. And now you're in a dogfight with another Class A, power in Farmingdale. And a lot of room on the field right now, 5-on-5.
For the next 7 now as the time starts. Those locked-in penalties will be released now. Here we go. Inside the final 2 minutes, a 2-goal game. The 2 guys who are locked in now going after each other. It's West getting behind the cage with Meta on him. Good first step. Meta, good response, and then the slide comes. Turns, shot, save, rebound in front, rebound over the net. There'll be a push against the Dalers.
Yeah, West did a good job there of posting up, got a good shot off. Ippoliti saw it, was able to get a stick on it.
13 saves now for Ip. Minute 33 left. Aiello. Turns, low shot, another save. And then Ippoliti gets it, and they'll call a crease violation against Southside. So they will have to press or ride now. Great outlet pass to Gayron. And then a timeout was called by the Dalers.
Hungy saw that coming. Great call, Hungy.
Sometimes he sees it from our vantage point, and the other times he's right there on the sideline. Watch again. Ippoliti going up the middle, finding Gayron, and right there, he's like, all right, hang on.
I've seen enough.
Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine Southside's going to come out and double the ball. It's an interesting place on the field to double the ball. You know, dead center. We're basically right at the face-off X is where this ball is going to start. Look for Hungerford to draw up some sort of clear here.
And Ippoliti, again, the latest of what has been an incredible run of goaltenders at Farmingdale. You've got 2 currently playing Division I, both locally, and Sean Gilman at LIU and Danny Seaman at St. John's. But, I mean, that Mount Rushmore, right? You've got a John Milslowski, who went to Rutgers, made 800 career saves. Robbie Mulligan in the 90s was an All-American at Syracuse as well. Anthony Tufano was the first Nassau Player of the Year. Then more recently, you've got a guy in Matty DeLuca who played at Delaware, now with the Water Dogs and the PLL, a tremendous litany of great goaltenders at Farmingdale, and Ippoliti is right up there with the best of them.
Yeah, and it looks like Southside is not necessarily doubling. That's all attackmen up there. Nice job by Black.
Now the stall warning inside the final 2 minutes is on with the lead, and there's a flag. So Southside a little over-aggressive. That was a high hit. See it again.
Yeah, Black does a really good job of running through checks, and it looks like,
right.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been one of those unreleasables too.
Yeah. I mean, I think he was trying to get him in the chest. You know, he's looking to take the ball away. You're not looking to foul there, but
certainly in the college game we've seen that called, right? As
it would be
it's
locked
been a point
in.
of emphasis this year, collegiately, when you get up high like that.
Now, even though Farmingdale's man up, they're going to get chased here. They pull the goalie.
Yeah, Gentile is out as that extra defender. Try to even things up. And you could understand maybe eyes getting wide, especially for a team that struggled offensively, to try to just dunk it in the empty net. But the Dalers really showing great patience tonight, as well as on this man up, to just move the ball around. Great switch to O'Keefe. Daler Nation getting excited. And Lennon, what about it? Just works it back out. Smart play by Lennon and the Dalers.
Great game.
Yeah. They have bounced back from that loss. A 1-goal defeat at West Islip. They beat Southside by 2 on the road, 7-5.
Yeah, that's 2 good teams, Dylan. That's a tremendous game. It had a little bit of everything. A lot of really good goaltending, and Farmingdale with a bounce-back win.
Listen, I think we thought coming in we'd see great goalie play, a battle at the face-off X, and 2 relatively evenly matched teams, both dealing with some injuries, and we saw all those. That checked all the boxes. Both goalies were fantastic. By my numbers, Ippoliti with 14 saves, Gentile with 12. The face-offs were edged to Farmingdale, and obviously the final score also the slight edge as well to the Dalers.
There you see the 2 goalies, guys that know each other really well. A lot of respect between those guys. If you're Southside, you don't hang your head after this. This is a great showing by them.
It has been, and before we leave you here, let's take a look at our upcoming schedule again for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We've got North Shore and Herricks, and then Port Washington and Cold Spring Harbor. That'll be a lot of fun under the lights. And at Syosset and Massapequa, again, always a battle for those 2. Cold Spring and Manhasset as well. Manhasset a little bit of a revenge tour this year. They lost to Garden City, they lost to Cold Spring, they lost to Chaminade, they lost to Darien. So far, they've avenged one of those losses. They'll try to avenge another there against Cold Spring Harbor. Then we go to the 6-3-1 where Huntington and Hills battle, and then it is the Cyclones again and the Warriors of Wantagh. That should be a lot of fun as well. There you see the two head coaches as well. Nice sign of or showing of respect there they are, as we expected as well. The two coaching staffs after an intense battle. A lot of respect obviously shown between these two.
Yeah, these guys get along. They're two really good programs. This is why you schedule these games. You want to test your kids. You want to do it at a place where you're going to have a great environment like we had here tonight. And you see the Southside coach talking to Trevor Gayron, giving them some inspiration. And I think both of these teams feel good coming out of this game. I know obviously Southside would like to win, but, a really good game, well played, and Farmingdale comes out on top.
I feel good, too, because of the crew that we had here in Rockville Center. And we want to thank them now as we go to our final break. Ben Turchin, of course, our executive producer. Chris Sweeney doing a terrific job as the technical director. We have Ron Pierre and Travis DeLuise bringing you all the great moving images, and my broadcast partner, of course, Tom Rooney. Dylan Butler again, thanking you for joining us here from Rockville Center, where Farmingdale had a 7-5 win. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Varsity Media Sports Network.